Hey you guys, Erica here from Success with HCG. Today I want to talk a little bit about my why. This is the one thing, you guys, when every time that I have started my HCG, I don't think I ever wrote down what my why is. I've thought about it, but I never actually sat down and wrote it down. I wrote down my goals. I wrote down how long I wanted to do the HCG. But I never actually sat down and thought about what my why is, because your why is important. If you don't know why you're doing, why you're trying to release the weight or why you're trying to get to your goal, it's kind of setting yourself up for failure, myself included. So I challenged the group, everyone in the group, to think about it over the weekend, what their why is, and to write it down. So this is what I did, and I'm going to share it with you guys today. So in question form, what I put is, what is my why to finally wanting to release the weight, having more energy, because that is one of the reasons why I want to lose the weight, and ultimately have more happiness in my life, because I do feel like once I get to my goal weight, like that is just the one thing that I haven't been able to do. So I put that in a question form, and my answer was, I'm tired of my weight being a subject matter. Being pretty much every time I think about my goals, I think about, oh, I want to lose weight. I want to release the weight and get to here. It's always a goal, and I'm tired of that. So that's a very above the surface answer. So I put that into my question. So I put, why am I tired of my weight being a subject matter? And then the answer to that was, I feel like my weight is a big, and I put that in all caps, a big excuse as to why I don't do certain things that I want to do. Okay, very good answer. However, is that I broke it down even more. So I put that into question form. Why do I feel like my weight is a big excuse as to why I don't do certain things that I want to do? So the answer to that was, I'm essentially an extrovert, but I have kept myself hidden because of my weight. Now, you guys, I'm being very, very honest, and I think when you are doing your why, you have to be honest with yourself. I think the typical, kind of answers as to why people want to lose the weight, and it is socially acceptable to say that I want to get healthy. I want to be healthier, which, yes, that is probably and more than likely one of the reasons, but we really have to get deep as to why we want to release the weight. So I'm being completely honest with myself. It's a big excuse. It's a big excuse for myself, and I have allowed myself to basically stay hidden, and I have talked about this before. I kind of do this kind of shuffle thing. I'll go out, and then it's like, oh, I'm starting to become more social. I don't want to be seen. Let me stay in the house. So the house has been my safe haven, as far as, not really having to put myself out there. So I put that in the question form too. Why have I kept myself hidden, and why do I feel like I am essentially an extrovert? So this was something I had to really think about, because it is a difficult question, and I don't know why I feel like I'm an extrovert, but I just I didn't really think about it, but I put this down. I'm my happiest when I can be myself. And I feel like I am being myself when I am out there socializing. One of the things that I want to start doing as far as my business is concerned is I want to start going to networking events. But what has prevented me from doing that is I start looking in my closet and I don't have nothing to wear. Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to do the whole shopping thing. I don't want to go through that. I really, at this point of where I'm at, and you guys, I don't even know exactly how much I weigh right now. I'm not weighing myself until it's time for me to start, doing the HCG. I'm just not doing it. I'm going to enjoy the holidays, okay? But I'm going through the process of, the mental process, the emotional part of it. I'm kind of doing that part now, regardless of how much my actual weight is, you know. So I do feel like I'm my happiest when I'm myself. And myself, I'm a social being. I want to go out there and network. I feel like I'm my happiest when I can be out there doing that, instead of everything being behind the scenes and on the computer, between these four walls. So when I looked at that, it was like, boom, a little light bulb went off. Wow, that is my why. I'm my happiest when I can be myself. And I feel like I can truly be myself when my weight is no longer a factor. Now, do I always want to be working on myself? Absolutely. But, there's a particular weight that I want to be, and I feel like I can be comfortable in the 140s. I know how I look in the 140s. I know how my body feels when I'm in the 140s. And before 2015, you guys, I actually wanted to be in the 120s. And for me, that's just it. I don't even know what I was thinking. The last time I was in the 120s, it was before, scratch it, I was 30. I had just turned 30, and that year I put it in my head that I was going to get into 120s, and I did, but I was not able to maintain it, not in the least bit. And I honestly didn't really like the way I looked being in the 120s, but I feel like I could be comfortable and really happy in the 140s. So yeah, that's my why, you guys. My why is I'm my happiest when I can be myself, and I feel like I could be myself when my weight is no longer an issue. So I wrote that down. I have it on my dry erase board, because every time I look at it, I think about the feeling that I feel when I think about that, and I really feel free. I feel free when I think about that statement. I'm my happiest when I can be myself. And when I really thought about it, one of the things that I did this year, which I have been talking about doing, is pursuing psychology. And I have been talking about it, hadn't really done anything about it. It was kind of a serendipity type of thing of how I started my master's with psychology. And now, in 2018, I'm going to be done with it, So I'm like, wow, I'm finally coming into my own as far as my career is concerned, where I'm wanting to be career-wise. Now, and it brings me a lot of joy. I smile when I think about it. So when I put this statement down, it really resonated with me, and that feeling is what I want to feel again. I want to feel that freedom. I want to feel like I am being myself, and not putting myself in this, invisible cage, and allowing my weight to be an excuse. Now, obviously, you can do so many different things, and your weight is not necessarily, a factor. And I know there are probably people out there like, oh, you should just do it anyways. But if I'm going to be honest with myself, which is what I'm being, and you have to be in this process, because I feel like it's just not going to work if you're not honest with yourself. So I have to be honest with myself, and my weight is a big obstacle for myself. It's a big obstacle. Okay, so that's my why, you guys. I'm my happiest when I can be myself. And I'm very curious as to what everyone else's why is, as far as wanting to release their weight or wanting to get to their goal of whatever your goal is, whether it's to be a certain size, your weight, whatever it is. I'm very, very curious about it. And in a group, like I said, I posted that question. So everyone in the group, I'm going to be asking. I'm going to call everyone out. I want to know what your why is. Let's put it out there, what it is, so that way we can make, like I said, this year being a year where this is once and for all, getting to our goal. So with that being said, you guys, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their weekend, and I will talk with everyone later.